What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gunfish TV. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you would. Check out some of my other videos. I appreciate it very much. So today I'm out here on the river, which is extremely shallow. Y'all can see back here behind me, the shoreline, all of this wood. It's just, the river's very low. We haven't had much rain in the past several weeks. We haven't hardly had any rain whatsoever. So the river has dropped a lot, which it does normally every summer, which I love because it positions the fish and makes the fishing a little bit easier. Kind of puts them in certain areas that I've fished this river all my life, so I kind of know where they're at. Makes it pretty fun. So hopefully I can get on some big fish today on the frog, some top water. That'd be really nice. Do have some storms coming in. Y'all can see it's cloudy. Have a tropical depression kind of off the coast right now. Hopefully has these fish really up and feeding, so maybe we can catch us a big one. So let's go ahead. We're gonna run our first spot, start making some casts. Probably gonna start off with the frog. Let's get us a big one. All right, so I didn't run very far at all. It's thundering pretty good, so I don't want to really take any chances on getting too far away from the boat ramp. So what I'm going to do is I normally do not fish with the current, but today I'm going to start off fishing with the current instead of against it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the Booyah Pad Crasher in Aqua Frog. And the fish should be set up right up against the bank, kind of up here near these log jams. And I'm pretty much just gonna fire it up there and see what we get. They should be set up right up against the wood. The current, where current goes up underneath the base of these logs, like right in there, it goes right up underneath of it. It kind of creates these holes, these little deeper holes. And some days they'll be in front, on the front side of the log, and some days they'll be on the back side. So you just kind of got to figure out where they're at on that particular day. You can see right here the current is moving pretty good, but not terrible. You want to be up around current this time of year. Ooh, that was I don't know what that was. They like to set up on these outside bends because the water is deeper, and they'll get up there right up against them roots, just like that right there. They'll get up against them roots. And I'm not sure if y'all can hear that thunder in the background or not, but look at that squirrel right here in front of me, little guy. But the frog in this situation is hard to beat. I mean, you pretty much got a frog, or either you got to flip it, because you know, nothing else, you can't put nothing else in these holes like this. Like this hole I'm going to cast in way back there. My cast was a little bit off. Oh God, see that bass come completely out of the water right there. Come completely out of the water. There he is right there. Nice one. I mean, just come up and ate it right there behind that. That is awesome. And something exploded something up on the bank right up in front of me right before I caught this fish. Pretty one. I mean, he come up and blasted it. Thanks, buddy. So you see how deep back in there he was. You know, you need to make sure if you're fishing a river or somewhere like this, those fish will get back in the gnarliest, nastiest cover that they can. And most of the time, if you can put it back there, there's a fish back there ready to bite. And like I said, it's thundering back here in the background. And as much as I love to fish, and as much as I know fish bite really good before storms and stuff, you got to put safety first. I've been hung up in some terribly nasty storms before that I've actually was fearing for my life. In some instances, they were so bad. So just be careful. Don't get hung up in no storm. Of fish ain't worth it, I can tell you that. Ooh, biggin. Biggin. Talked him right into it. I saw him come out, he looked at it, and then he decided he wanted it. It's a nice one. That's a nice one. Come here. Get in here. Ooh, it's a pretty fish. Yep, that is a pretty one. He came out from underneath that mat and came out and looked at it. Then he couldn't stand it. He decided he wanted it. Thank you, buddy. Pretty one. Over 3, no doubt. Nice. So you got that mat and you got this current flowing and it's pushing, you know, bait fish, all kinds of stuff, nutrients, everything, stuff bait fish feed on, up under that mat. So those fish have cover over their head, so they're protected. And then they're also sitting there and they have the current flowing right into their face. So they're sitting right in there. And basically they're having food just brought to them all day long. So that's a lot of times where your big fish will sit. They'll get up under those mats and you can get right up to the edge of them and throw right up to the edge, and they'll come out and, you know, eat that frog or whatever if you're flipping or whatever. But of course, if they're not biting, then you're out of luck. But right now, I think we're gonna be in good shape. I think we're gonna catch some good fish. Well, I brought a rain suit, but I'm gonna be ignorant and not put it on because I hate wearing that damn thing. This old snaky boy. I don't know if y'all can see him right there. Right there by that, he just went under. Y'all ready for a big one? Here it comes. Oh, that was not a big one, but it was a bass. That was not a big one, but it was a bass. I promise you, there's a big one in there. Oh. That is not the big one. Ain't a bad little fish, but my hands are wet and it slipped off the, get in there, slipped off the reel handle when I set the hook. But all right, let's get that big one in there. There's a nice one. There's a nice one. I mean, come right up and ate it. That's a 3+. Solid fish. Solid. Nice. Nice. Get back in there. Thank you, buddy. Got that one. He come up and bit it. Oh, get on out of here, buddy. He come, look at that. Look at that. Do y'all ever have dumb stuff happen to y'all like that? He flipped off my hook. I don't even understand how stuff like that happens sometimes. All right, so got this log jam right here. I'm gonna take and I'm gonna try to go through that side of it right there. We might get all hung up, but we're gonna take the old Merc, the old John boat. We're gonna try to get through there because on the other side, there's some big ones that live over there and we gotta get them. Just went through that little hole right there. Let's get us a big one. You got to be willing to possibly tear something up for these fish. Fished shallow rivers all my life, and I have spent a ton of money fixing stuff that I've destroyed. Now, I'm not telling you to go destroy your stuff if you don't want to, That's perfectly fine. I don't blame you. But growing up fishing this stuff, it's what I like. That means going and jumping logs and bending propellers, whatever. That's what it means. Did y'all see that? As soon as it hit the water, he exploded on it. I never even moved it. That was freaking awesome. Ooh, I got the back of the boat going in a snake pit. When it hit the water blew up. And I wasn't sure if a snake had fallen out of that root ball or what. And I come up and I said, nope, that's a fish on it. There's one. As soon as it hit the water, that's how I like for them to be. Not a giant, but as soon as it hit the water, that fish was staged up, just ready to eat. And he come up and ate that thing. That's how you catch those great big ones, when they're set up like that. As soon as that thing hits the water, before you can even turn the handle over, they come up and they're on it. There's one. Come up and ate it, little guy. Where's your grandma at? I need your grandma. That fish was set up right where it should have been. Give me a little guy. Right there on that front side, that front current side of that log right there. There we go. That's a nice one. Oh, biggest fish of the day. Biggest fish of the day right there. And guess what he did? Jumped off. Gonna fish this deep outside bend right here. Should be able to pick up a good one on the frog, I hope. Got that one. Got that one. He come up and choked it. He came up and choked it. That's how you want him to eat it. Get on back in there. That is how you want him to eat it. Right there. Come up right up off that little stump under the water. Getting mighty dark looking up there in front of me. Oh, there's one. Getting mighty dark looking. Go tell your grandma to bite. Tell your grandma to bite and tell her to eat it good. Don't mess around. Freaking choke that thing. It's gonna take me a minute or two to get back because I done fished on down the river. Pretty decent little bit. Yikes, I'm gonna get wet. Coming up over them trees right there is pretty freaking dark. I don't know if y'all can see that, but come on, big girl. If you to bite it before I gotta head back, because this ain't looking good. I'm not trying to get hung up in a storm, but I think the fish are starting to bite, really bite with this coming in. Holy sh! If y'all don't know what rain coming up a river looks like, that is what rain coming up a river looks like. Oh, we're about to get soaked. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Pretty good little downpour though. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to fish. It's pouring. Might stop. I don't know. It looks like it's lightening up maybe a little bit. I just don't want to keep using my GoPro. I don't have the side plate on the side of it to make it waterproof. Oh, there's a nice one. Oh, there he is right there. Hung up on that log. Back up, back up, back up, back up. He come up right over that log. It's a nice fish. To see if we can get him in. Wipe my lens off a little bit. He's right around this tree right here. Not a giant, but nice fish. Get in here. Almost a 3-pounder. Come up and choked it. That fish is thick. Come up and ate that swamp frog. I just changed over to it. Got a cool little light colored marking on the side of it. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's a nice fish. He's heavy. Thank you, bud. There's another nice one. There you go. You might like that yellow. Oh. Don't you poke me in my foot. I hate some doggone flip-flops. I only wore them because I thought it was going to rain. That's the only reason I put them on. I hate flip-flops. There we go. That's a nice one. Get up in here. Chunk. He was back in that thick stuff. I mean, he was right back on the bank. That is a solid fish. Pretty fish. You reckon he's ever been caught before? Look at the top of his lip. Completely missing. Pretty fish. Catch and release works, y'all. That dude is fat too. Heavy. Whoa. Threw him up over the front. Tore almost all my legs off this thing. Ain't got much left. Ain't got much left of this one. Oh my God. There he is, there he is. There he is right there. Get out of there. There we go. Oh, I thought that was the giant. It ain't the giant. It's a nice one. But it's not the giant fish I was hoping for. He went up there and boiled on that thing. Nice fish. Nice fish. Get him back in there. We've had a good afternoon. I think I'm gonna pick up the flipping stick to end the day right along this stretch right here. And I think I might call it. Because we've had a good day. I'm not gonna go down much further. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get back because we came over some really shallow areas. So I'm very likely to run aground. Hope I don't, but. He's still on there. There he is, little teeny guy. He's not that little teeny. He's a fat little sucker, but definitely not what we were looking for in the flipping bite, but that's all right. We caught one flipping. Look how fat that fish is. Healthy. Healthy. Well, I think we're gonna end it at that. Had a good day. Good day. Not gonna do any retying or anything right now. Got to do all that tomorrow. Get ready for the tournament on Gaston. So that's it. That is it for today. Had a good day. Head on back. Jump these logs. Get it on the trailer. much tearing my trolling motor off. That went well. All right, so just made it back through the most treacherous part of the river here. It just, y'all saw me go through that little teeny opening I had right there to get through. Had to jump that log, but made it through. So anyway, I was able to catch some nice fish today. Didn't catch a giant fish like I was hoping, but that's okay. Got some good topwater action on the frog. That's always a good time. I did get soaking wet, but I was kind of expecting that as well. So, you know, it is what it is. That's just part of it. Had me some fun, had a good afternoon, and it's always fun to get that topwater bite and catch them on a frog. That was really all I wanted to do, was get a good frog bite. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, like it as well, and I'll see y'all next time on Gunfish TV.